Welcome back to Market Pros, where every day we upload morning analysis and every Saturday we interview the top YouTubers, market professionals, and crypto experts. Today is March 14th, and this is Bitcoin. Okay, so first thing I notice is we did get a break of that bottom of that range, but it did bounce right back up in it. So on the 1 hour, that definitely looks like a bear trap. Same thing on the 4 hour, which we'll start on the 1 hour and then zoom out. So yeah, I mean it got everybody short once it broke the bottom of this range, hit all these stop losses, and then just bounced right back up in there. So we're literally at the same spot we was yesterday, but after some nice volatility. So we are out of the bearish control zone now. On the 1 hour, we are testing the signal line above the neutral median line on the RSI. BBWP is in the upper zone, so it's some nice volatility after this. Once we broke down out of that range is when the volatility kind of picked up. MACD on the 1 hour, we are back above the zero line, but our positive momentum is waning. So we do not want to get rejected from this zero line and then cross this signal line bearish all at the same time. We don't want that to happen. We need to stay basically we need to stay above this last low at basically 37,150. If we break that on a 4 hour closure, I think we could possibly go much, much lower. And I'm talking like low 30s. Let's see, let's move on to the bi-hourly. Okay, so RSI above the bearish control zone, above the signal line. We are back below the neutral median line, but I wouldn't be surprised if we come all the way back down to the signal line and have a retest. Let's see if there's any divergences. Okay, so no, we don't. All right, BBWP is in the lower zone, trying to get up there though. Our volatility did raise from the blue signal, which usually means the next moves are going to be pretty big. I wouldn't count this as over, but honestly, I don't think that we're going to get huge moves today, maybe not even tomorrow. There is an FOMC meeting Wednesday, so I think, we could see some volatility around then. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin bores the shit out of everybody for another day or two after this fake out. Invalidation for that would be back above this last wick at 39, basically 39,300 region. And if that happens, my first target would be in between 40K and the top of the range at 4250. And then to the downside, if we do come back down and break this range again, I don't think that would be a fake out. So if we come back down below 38,330 on a 4 hour closure, yeah, I don't think that would be another fake out. Let's move on to the 4 hour. Okay, so we did still make a higher low, but we're still operating on lower highs. Yeah, I mean, we're still stuck on this region of this point of control and this VPVR. Still can't get above it. I mean, if we can get above, like I was saying, if we can get above 39, 300 region, that's going to lead us to the top of the range. I mean, we're basically operating on the bottom at half of the range right now. So it's kind of like a danger zone. Because like I said, if we break this bottom of this range, I mean, I think we first of all come back down to here, you know, at 37,400. And if we break 37, you know, let's just call it 37,100 on a 4-hour closure. You know, first of all, I think we'd get a stop, you know, at here. I think we'd get a bounce at 35,738. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't come all the way back down to 34. If that happens. 4-hour RSI. Above the bearish control zone, looks like we could be coming back down for a retest, and the signal line is resting right on top of it. I would not be surprised if we come back down here for a retest. Volatility's low. Like on the 4-hour, this really ain't much. But we did get the blue signal, so prepare for a big move. It just might not happen today or tomorrow. So right now, it looks like we are trying to head back down. I wouldn't be surprised if we test the bottom of this range again. But we will see. So MACD. MACD, we did get a fresh cross to the upside of the signal line. We are printing our first 3 green bars above the 0 line. In order for this to be bullish, though, we got to get back above the 0 line, which would also correspond with breaking the top of this range. Let's go to the 8-hour. All right, so all your moving averages have negative slopes. Right here would have been your signal. You know, this would have got you short, which would have been a fake signal, because then that's the thing. These moving average signals, they don't really work good in ranges. Because this would have been a fake out, and you would basically be exactly where you are now, and you would have got stopped out. So that I just say that to say this, like, don't ever take these multi-cross moving average signals in a range. They don't work good in a range. Resting on top of the bearish control zone on the RSI. Same thing. Signal lines resting on top. Wouldn't be surprised if we come back down for a retest. Usually when we bounce out of the bearish control zone, you come back down for a retest. Like here, came back down for a retest. Here, came back down for a retest, even though we ended up going back in it. Here, came back down for a retest. Here, came back down for a retest before going back in it. Here, most likely come back down for a retest. Volatility is very low. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I would not be surprised if we don't do nothing for maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Wednesday comes, maybe Tuesday evening. You know, we start seeing big moves again. MACD, we are below the signal line. Our negative momentum is waning a bit, but we are still below that 0 line too. Let's move on to the daily. Nothing too much new here. I mean, not really anything new, because we've been in a range for a while now. We are resting on top of some support on the RSI, which was the bottom of that ascending triangle. So, I mean, there's for your bullish case right there. You know, if we can hold this, if we can hold the bottom of this range, and that was just a fake out or bear trap, it would make sense that we would break it. I mean, honestly, like a lot of times these ranges, it'll break to one side and then it'll bounce right back in it, and then it'll usually break the other side. But now if we break that range again, it's not going to be a fake out. So now your validation levels are even more clear, because now you know if it breaks it again, it's not going to be a fake out. Well, nothing's ever for certain, but the probabilities are much higher now. MACD is pretty bearish. We need to get back above that signal line. Our first sign of hope is the negative momentum is waning a bit. So we'll see. We did long-term analysis yesterday, so I really won't touch on that. But yeah, those are my thoughts. None of this is financial advice. These are just my opinions. and I will see you guys in the next one.